Well, welcome back to Bay Area Focus. In November, California passed a law legalizing recreational marijuana, adding to 7 other states in the U.S. Signal Bay, a cannabis biotech company, tests in numerous states and is here to weigh in on the industry as a whole. Please welcome CEO and co-founder William Waldrop.
Well,
Thanks
good
for
morning,
coming on the show. Good morning. How are you doing this morning?
I am wonderful. Thank you for having me today.
That is great. I'm so glad you're on the show. Okay, first off, how did this company come about?
Well, about 4 years ago, my business partner, Lori Glauser, and I assisted a number of entrepreneurs in the state of Nevada. They were accepting licenses, and quickly we saw that this was a huge opportunity to be participating in. So we ended up helping actually 8 entrepreneurs get licensed in the state of Nevada, and then we just saw a huge opportunity with the upcoming market share. About 4 months into forming Signal Bay, after helping companies get started, we realized that there was an immediate need for safeguarding the public. Previously, cannabis had been tested more from a marketing side as well as consumer safety side, but really what was happening now is, cannabis was being treated both as a medicine as well as a recreational component. And we saw that states needed to ensure the product was clean when it got to the consumer, that it was free of contaminants and free of anything that could potentially harm anybody.
So that's what you're testing for?
Absolutely, yeah. So Signal Bay, of course, has 2 operating divisions. We have our services division, where we help out entrepreneurs get licensed in different legal states, specifically with California now, with, as you mentioned, the recreational bill that passed last November. So a number of entrepreneurs are getting licenses here in the state. But what's now more important, where our primary focus is with Signal Bay and our Evio Labs division, is testing. And what we want to ensure is that as cannabis comes through the supply chain, and this is mandated by the state in both Proposition 64, as well as the medicinal rules that were passed in late 2015, that cannabis must be tested, and we test for, on the flower side, not only the potency, the strength of it, right? What are the cannabinoid profiles? But we also test to ensure there's no contaminants, i.e. pesticides, no micro-contaminants like mold or mildew or yeast or E. coli or salmonella. We want to ensure that as the consumers are able to go into dispensaries, they're able to buy product that's clean, that's safe to consume, and will not do any harm, but they can experience the medicinal benefits of cannabis.
So is your contract with the business or with the state?
Well, we are going to be licensed by the state and licensed by the local authorities. However, our customers are really the cultivators, the growers of the product, as well as the product manufacturers, whether they're manufacturing an oil that goes into a vape pen, or they're manufacturing an end-user product, i.e. maybe a transdermal patch, or if they're doing a gel cap, or even as people kind of joke about the brownies or the chocolates. So we have to test the product throughout the entire supply chain to ensure that it's safe, to ensure that the consumers are receiving what they're purchasing.
And you say it's like testing food now.
Absolutely. So whether you're testing for, pesticides on asparagus, or you're ensuring that, a product is clean in a grocery store, cannabis gets tested the same way.
What should people know? Because California, everyone is saying that it's going to be the single largest legal cannabis market in the world.
It is, and it has been for years. I mean, the Emerald Triangle has been the sole source of cannabis internationally for many, many years. Of course, product stays within the state, but it must be tested, and it must be clean all the way throughout the supply chain. Medicinally, they estimated the market here in California to be about a $2.5 billion economy. Recreationally, upon full rollout, they anticipate California to be a $6 billion economy.
Now, is there a difference in the potency between medicinal and recreational?
Well, the raw flower itself is really almost like wine, right? You have multiple strains, multiple flavors and profiles. So that's where testing comes in. As you test the potency, different strains have different mixtures and ratios. The other component is the terpenes. So if you think about profiling, the smell or the aroma is very unique and different. Research-wise, has also determined that unique cannabinoids through the potency process offer different medicinal benefits to the consumer. So whether you're looking to do weight loss, or you're dealing with arthritis, or you're dealing with something very serious like Dravet syndrome, understanding the ratios of cannabis or the cannabinoids is important to that consumer's health.
Do you think that California's testing requirements are going to be stronger than maybe some other states?
Absolutely. I mean, I've been a California resident for most of my life, and California's always set the bar, set the standard. We operate labs in multiple states, and actually California just recently released their medicinal testing rules, and they are the most stringent across any state in the U.S. And what that means is California is committed to ensure clean cannabis is in the marketplace for the consumers.
What do you think the future of the cannabis industry is?
Oh, it's tremendously great. I mean, if you think about it, I mean, cannabis has been around, you know, in California legally for 20+ years with Prop 215, and it's just growing and growing nationally. I mean, a recent Gallup poll in 2016 showed that 60% of the U.S. Supports some level of legalized cannabis.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show and telling us about your company and the industry and what California has to expect.
Well, Michelle, thank you very so much for your time.
Thanks so much. And to find out all that Signal Bay does, just log on to signalbay.com. After the break, we have a fitness expert on the show, and she is sharing her tips on how to stay healthy.